not mean that every one of you ought to not be teachers. He's writing to lay people, if you please. He is saying every one of you ought to be developed in the Word of God, that you are teaching others the Word of God. You don't have to be a theological wizard to do that. All you need is this. Find somebody who doesn't know what you know and start showing them. But instead of that happening, you need to hear the first sermons all over again, because you've become dull of hearing. And he qualifies what that means. It's people who are not exercising their spirit to hear. They're not practicing at listening. They're not exercising themselves to discern between good and evil. And I would say to you, the reason is they hadn't paid attention and obeyed what they did know. They didn't pay attention and obey what they did know. Therefore, they needed to hear it again. Listen, what God teaches you, if you don't put it to practice, you'll lose it. Always. Remember the parable of the four soils? There was one soil that the birds of the air came and plucked up the seed before it could ever germinate. And Jesus explained that that was demonic spirits, Satan coming and snatching out of the hearts and minds of the hearers of the word that truth. Now we know that the parable of four soils is describing false conversions versus true conversions. But listen, friend, there's an enemy here. There's a principle in that first soil that says that Satan is always engaged when the Word of God is being shared. And even Christians can experience the robbery and the thievery of Satan by not putting into practice in your life what God has said. You'll lose it, and your